morning, Southern Oklahoma. Today is August 13th, I believe. It should be. Anyway, today's August 13th with a heat index of 105, and it is Harmony's move-in day. Technically, I have already moved in, but that's because my parents are both teachers, so they started school today. So they're not able to help me move in this week because they had to go to school. So I got early move-in, which we'll talk about that later. But so currently making my drive to college. I had to make a pit stop. Shout out to don't spill my drink. One second. Shout out to Roasters. Hashtag sponsor me because I give you guys way too much money. But I'm headed to go help with kind of an orientation day. I am not technically an orientation leader, but we're in JUCO, and so it's kind of like the sophomores helping out with stuff, but I was a tour guide for 2 years, and what else am I doing? So I also grew up with the girl who's currently our student life coordinator. And by grew up, I mean like she was the same age as my older sister, maybe a year younger. So she's only like 4 years older than me. So when I mean grew up, I literally grew up. Her younger brother was in my grade. So I'm not gonna say she guilts me into stuff, but she knows I'm a resource and I fall for it every time. So that's where we're currently going. I am running a little bit behind. It's 8:10 in the morning. 8:10. Okay, I left my house at 7:40. What sane person leaves that early? But it's fine. It's fine, right? Anyway. So I'm currently making my drive to college. I'm supposed to be there. It technically starts at 9, but like sign-in starts at 8:30. So we're gonna be a little bit late, but hey. Beggars can't be choosers, okay? It'll be fine. But you know, moving into college is always a little bit bittersweet. You know, am I gonna be glad to have my own dorm, do my own freedom and stuff? Chaw. Absolutely I will. But also like, I'm a third year at a JUCO, but that sounds bad until I say that I'm in a program. Like, I'm in a PTA program, so I did a year and a half of prerequisites, and then whenever I graduate, I'm gonna do clinicals, and then I'm gonna take a licensure exam. So like, this isn't I'm getting a degree in arts and sciences and transferring to a different college or stuff like that. Like, I'm genuinely, like, my degree, I'm not even gonna say it's a big deal degree, but it kind of is. So it's my third year at a JUCO. So like, all my friends have kind of graduated and moved on. So that's a little bit bittersweet, but also this might be the end of my educational career for me kind of thing. So whatever. But it's a little bit bittersweet because I feel like I'm going to college and I have like no friends down there kind of. Like, I worked in a department as a student worker for 2 years, which is where I gave tours. So I worked in admissions, and before we hired Kelly, I'm going to say Ross was 28, and I was the closest person to my age for a little bit, which he's still younger than my brother, so like I know how to interact with that, and it's hard because maturity wise, I feel like I'm a little bit older than all my friends, so whatever. But my roommate won't be there until Sunday night at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Okay. Mind you, we have class on Monday. She has an 8 a.m. lecture. But she's at the beach, so I can't really blame her. She worked all summer, which, same. But she worked all summer, and so her family invited her to go to the beach. So, whatever. I'm not mad at her. I'm really not. Like, I'm happy that she's going to the beach. I'm just kind of questioning or like a little bit upset at the situation. Because we originally had plans to go to like TJ Maxx and Five Below and stuff and like buy stuff for the dorm. And then I think it was like Sunday, she texted me and she's like, hey, I don't know if I'll be there. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I might be going to Alabama with my family. And I was like, great, love it, cool. Which, like I said, I'm not mad at her. I'm just upset the plans got changed. But you can't help that. I don't really want to listen to this song, but I don't want to sing it either because I enjoy it. Anyway, but that's kind of not my little funk, but maybe like my little funk. Oh, I've been doing 65. That's like my little funk for right now, which I'm not fully complaining, but whatever. But starting Monday, I will be in class Monday through Friday, either 9 to 3 or 9 to 4:30. Yay. Ugh. Which, it'll be fine. I mean, I know that's like the same amount of hours as a job, but I'm learning the whole time. So I got ADHD medication. Hopefully it'll help me sit through that. But the meds that I got are a non-stimulant, and I kind of feel like it's a, what's the word? Placebo? I feel like it's a little bit of a placebo, because I took it for 3 days, and then I didn't take it yesterday. And honestly, I couldn't tell you the difference. So I feel like it's a little bit of a placebo, which whatever, it's fine. And then also, the doctor that gave me the ADHD meds, I felt like he was condescending, because I can't take pills due to just kind of like stuff that happened. Like, I can't take pills, so I haven't taken medicine in 11 years. Okay, that's an important part of this story. So I told that guy, hey, I can't take I can't take pills. And he looks at me and he goes, but you can eat. Excuse you, I also can only eat certain foods because of the same events. Buddy, you've known me for 20 minutes. And those 20 minutes was you talking and asking me questions that you gave me one sentence that you didn't even give me time to answer. So, don't know how much of a judgment you can take, Paul. But, whatever, it's fine. Fun. But my current little hack has been I can cut the capsule open and hide it's kind of like balls, like little beads, and I can hide the beads in food, which I used to do that with Vyvanse, but whatever. Anyway, and so I figured out how to hide it in my food. So there's only one food that I can eat for breakfast, and as bad as this sounds, it's a Little Debbie cupcake because the beads are white, and if I look hard and if I just kind of like blur my eyes, I can't see the beads. So it's fine, whatever. I will figure it out. It's survivable. Yeah. But back to me being sad about being the only person back at college. Like, I was friends with my BCM director because, okay guys, context, I have a 35-year-old brother. That's important context. So my BCM director is younger than my brother. Well, he was younger than my brother. And I was like, oh, I know how to hang out with people this age. Like, it's fine. And they had a gorgeous little daughter who's, I think she's 3. And then I was best friends with his wife because she was the first friend I made going to college. Because I went to Falls Creek with them. Like, I wouldn't spend the night, but I'd hang out late at night at their house. Like, we would have game nights at their house. Like, in general, they were my community. And then they took a job in Alva, Oklahoma, and left me here with my roommate, which I'm not complaining. I love my roommate. I love her. I'm just saying they left me. They left me. So if you're watching this and you know who you are, I'm not salty. I just wish you would come back. Okay? Anyway. But, so, like I said, all my friends have graduated, and then they left, and so it's legitimately me and my roommate, and she's graduating in December, so she's leaving me in the spring. It's fine, but yeah, I'm gonna be locked in school anyway, so it'll be fine. I don't know, it's just a big change, and I'm bad about changes. It's probably a touch of autism in me. I'm really bad about transition and changes and plans, but what can you do? But our new BCM director, it's him and his wife, and I met them maybe last week. They seem great. They have 4 great kids who are willing to play pickleball with me. They're willing to play pickleball. That's all that matters. I'm kidding. That's not all that matters, but like, it's hard knowing I won't be going back to my same job, and I won't have my same roommates, and I won't have my same BCM. It's pretty much all gonna be new. And then I'm gonna be 20, turning 21, which a bunch of 18-year-olds, which is rough, but it's fine. And then I'm in an honors program, so we're currently studying America 250, and I think this semester we're talking about like pre-Civil War, I guess. I don't know. We talked about it, but not fully. We're also going to talk about the Dignity Index, which is like at the very bottom, scale number 8, like on number 8 of the Dignity. Maybe it's number 1 on the Dignity Index. You get the point. But it's like, they are not us, so they should die. And I said, whoa, bud. Whoa, we're getting a little Nazi here. You know who else said those words? And then number 4 is like, they're not like us, so they don't have rights. And I'm like, at least we're not killing them anymore. And then number 1 is like, everyone has a right and an opinion and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay. So we're gonna talk about that. And then for class, we also have to read To Kill a Mockingbird, which I'm a little bit of a special case scenario. I never read To Kill a Mockingbird in high school. I also never read Fahrenheit 451 or 1984, which I'm halfway surprised we even read Animal Farm. Like, we read The Kite Runner, which isn't a bad book, it's just heavy. I guess you could say it's pretty heavy. And then we read a lot of short stories, which one of the short stories was The Lottery, which if you guys haven't read that one, I suggest, because it makes you think. It's about like a community, and then they draw stones, like each family draws a stone or something, and the stone with the black dot is the family. And they're like, oh crap, we drew the black dot. So then everyone in that family has to draw again. And if you draw the stone with the black dot, you get stoned. Like, bro. So I can't even remember who draws the stone. It might be like a little kid or something, or like the dad volunteers or something. I don't know. Anyway, I just remember that. I also remember we read about a rich guy who like owned an island and brought a guy to his island, and then they started hunting the guy, and it was like the bodyguard wasn't the smartest or something, so the guy kills the bodyguard, and I think the guy ended up killing the rich guy and like taking over the island or something. I don't know. It was weird, but whatevs. I mean, obviously I learned something because we read that freshman year. But back to what I was saying. I never read To Kill a Mockingbird. Crap, I left that book at home too, but I'll be home tomorrow afternoon, so it's fine. Anyway, but I never read To Kill a Mockingbird. I also only vaguely know what it's about. I know it's about a trial. And it says the N-word. That's all I can tell you, pretty much. So, I have to read that for class, on top of my textbooks, which we start class Monday. And I already have 7 assignments due. Some of them are due Monday. Ugh. But it's fine. I can do anything for 16 weeks, right guys? Right. Also, there's a Spotify ad going on I need to get on my little soapbox. I will not pay for Spotify Premium. I'm willing to sit through the ads. I'm okay with not picking my songs, like turning my playlist on shuffle. Because that's like what? $7 a month? Okay. 7 times 12 is like 84. I'm not willing to pay $84 a year just to not listen to 30 seconds of ads. Sue me. Because every time somebody rides in my car and an ad comes on, they're just like, oh, you don't have Spotify Premium? And I'm like, no, it's a free music app. Why would I pay? Like, I'm not even frugal. That's not an expense I'm willing to do. I can't. Like, I have Disney Plus with commercials. My sister has Amazon Prime with ads. Like, we all contribute to our family streaming, and we don't see the problem with a little commercial. Which ads, I despise ads, but I like commercials. Commercials are an art. You remember all the good commercials? Like, what is it? Is it Geico? Whenever the little piggy rides in the car and just screams wee. Like Liberty Mutual, Limu Emu. Those are commercials. Okay? Because they're entertainment. They're funny. They're memorable. Okay? An ad is annoying. And as of recent, ads are a little bit more AI slop. Okay? Oh, I need to skip this song. Anyway, ads are getting more recently to be little AI slop. Okay? The other day I was watching, I think they're more common on Roku channels. But even I was watching Dish with like actual commercials. Okay? Okay, so I'm watching cable. Okay, get that in your head. And like a lottery machine commercial comes on. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, gambling apps are not my thing, but whatevs. Like, I'm playing on my phone. And then my mom kind of makes a little comment or something. And I look up. It's all AI. And I was like, hey, Mom, this is AI. And she was like, what do you mean? How do you know that? And I was like, because, bro, those aren't people. Like, what do you mean? Like, I know that AI is getting so good. Like, I've even followed for it a few times on social media. But I'm like, bro, they don't move like real people. Like, have you noticed that she's not moving correctly? Like, it was weird. And I was like, this should be illegal in some type of way. And even like when we're watching satellite, which is local commercials, some of the local companies, like, I guess they're so small that they don't film a commercial, or like don't have the budget to really film a commercial. So they'll like make an AI little video, and I'm like, guys, I don't want to get your company simply because I know that you're taking a shortcut kind of thing. Like, I just can't get behind it. I'm a little bit of an AI hater. My research study my first year of college was over AI. Like, I feel like I'm informed enough to be an AI hater. So it's fine. And even, it makes me so mad when I'm scrolling on TikTok and I hit that little Ask AI when I'm trying to search something, and I'm like, no, I don't want to talk to you. I want to see the ridiculous videos, okay? I want to see the videos related to the little blue text. That's what I want. Bring it to me now. But whatever. I'm low-key about to pass this car. It's not that they're going slow. It's just I need to go faster. Okay, there we go. Oh, she's on her phone. Lady, look up. Oh my goodness. Anyway. But yeah, just kind of like fun little stuff like that. Just to kind of keep the conversation flowing, another fun little thing I learned was that internationally they don't have college sports. That's why a lot of international students will come to America for college, which I didn't know that. That was interesting to me because, you know, for us it's always been OU game day, like just stuff like, I don't know. Anyway, missed her. So I hung out in the training room for a little bit. And I was kind of like, oh, like, you guys are international students, blah, blah, blah. And so I asked him about their weather, and the Australia guy, this was before the great ice storm of 2026, okay? The Australia guy was like, the coldest it's ever gotten for me was 8 degrees Celsius. Oh right, you Americans don't know Celsius. And I was like, watch it. Your basketball bio says you like riding kangaroos because you think we're dumb and we'll fall for it, okay? Watch it. And I was like, that's 52 degrees Fahrenheit, bro. Or like 52 to 56, I don't know. Anyway. And I was like, oh, you better get yourself a puffy coat because we don't get snow. We get ice. In Oklahoma, we get ice. And so he got stuck in his dorm for the ice storm. And I felt so bad, but I was like, I told you, buddy. I told you. And then you get the ones who are like from Europe where it gets kind of colder. Like, I asked the Slovenian, I was like, is it already snowing in your country? And this was probably October maybe. And he was like, well, there's probably some snow, but it's like just normal or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. And then during the ice storm, I was like, you're probably used to this cold. He was like, no, this is bad. In Slovenia, we have snow. We don't have ice and wind. And I was like, oh, my bad, bud. My bad. I can't control the weather, but oopsies. So that was a little bit funny, but it was also really funny teaching them about tornadoes. As bad as this sounds, it's a little bit funny. Because my first year, we had a tornado siren, tornado warning. It was literally nothing, okay? But they lock our key cards if we leave our dorms during a tornado, so we can't get back in. So we're forced to go to the shelter, which, whatever. I guess it makes sense, like, liability-wise, but it's fine. Anyway, and so we haven't had time to brief them on tornadoes. And so they were like, go to the weight room, go to the weight room. Well, I love this song. Well, everybody else is like, I don't know where the weight room is. And I was like, don't worry, guys. I got you. This was also before I was a tour guide. Okay? I was like, don't worry, guys. I got you. So we all go down to the weight room, and they're like, are we going to flood? Like, is the building going to be gone? Like, what's going to happen? Meanwhile, me and my friends are watching the news, and they're not even covering our area. So you know if they're not covering your area, you're fine. Like, David Payne had on his jacket, okay? We were fine. And so we're all literally just like, can we leave? Like, can we go? And they're like, no, we haven't been given the all clear. And we were like, bro, what do you want me to do? Like, we're all crammed in here and it's basically over. So that was a little bit funny. And then I was telling the international kids, I was like, hey, you don't really start to panic until the Oklahoma or the Texas kid panics. I said the Texas kid would probably panic a little bit more than the Oklahoma kid, but you don't really panic until they do. And they were like, what do you mean? And I was like, guys, in your dorm, your basement's your storm shelter. You can hang out until they all go downstairs. Like, you're fine. And they were like, what is a tornado? And I was like, well, it's wind. They're like, what do you mean just wind? And I was like, well, you know, you get a little bit of a thunderstorm before it, but other than that, it's just some wind. Because I guess they have, like, hurricanes are more common where they're from, which they have other natural disasters that we don't have. Like, I would panic during an earthquake. You know what I mean? Like, we only have little earthquakes. But it was still really funny. I was like, yeah, guys, it's fine. And then one of the kids was like, do they just randomly happen? And I was like, well, sometimes, yeah. Like, there's a tornado season when they're more common. And they were like, there's a season? And I was like, yeah, you know, just kind of happens. And they're like, also, the tornado sirens in our town were broken all last year, which probably a hazard, but whatever. And so the sirens would never go off. And so it would just be like a mass text or like the RAs banging on our door to go, which I think they only banged on our doors like twice, which whatever. But I was like, uh-oh. Because on Roku, like, I can pull up the news on my phone kind of thing. But I was like, unless it's on my TikTok, I don't care that much. It's fine. I'm surviving. So that was a little bit funny to me. But it's always a little bit funny. I also watched our athletic trainer have an argument with a kid through another kid to translate. Like, what languages is he speaking? I think he might have been speaking either Italian or French. And his friend sat in the middle. And he had to translate into English and then translate it back to the other kid. And then finally, it got so heated that the athletic trainer pulled out her phone and started typing in Google Translate what she was trying to say. Because this kid was like, no, that's not my injury. Like, that's not what's hurt. And the athletic trainer was like, hey, this is what's hurt. That's literally my whole job. And the kid was like, no, like, that's not the problem. That's not the problem. Like, I've never heard that before. And she's like, hey, I think I know a thing or two about what's hurt, but let me run these other little tests. And she was like, yeah, this is the only answer. And he's like, no, it can't be. So they're just going at each other over Google Translate. And this kid is in his bright green, pink Crocs. And I was like, bro, whatevs. So that was entertaining nonetheless. But, yep, I am running behind. But what can I do? Last night I said bye to my best friend because she's moving in today, probably about right now. She's going to OSU, which is such a cutie. But she is the Ned to my Peter because I believe I'm Spider-Man and I got a touch of the tism. So, you know, I get to call dibs on Spider-Man. So I'll miss her, and it's always hard because, you know, you're excited for college and you see all your college friends. But like I said, all of mine graduated. Like, it's me and this one girl left. And so, you know, like, she was like, Harmony, last year I was like really lonely and sad. She's like, and then I saw you at Christmas break, and I was like, oh my goodness, I was really sad and lonely my freshman year. That's why I never talked to anyone. Which, we've been friends. We went to elementary school together, and we've been kind of friends since then. But what really like, what's the word I'm trying to say? Like, locked in our best friendship is sophomore year science. We were in the same class, and let me tell you, that teacher was so dry. But my dad is also very dry, like no facial expressions. He doesn't laugh or smile. Like, you have to catch him at the right time, kind of thing. So I think he's hilarious, and I'm like, man, I love this teacher. And my best friend was like, really? Because he makes me nervous. And I'm like, no, dude, he's hilarious. Just look at that little twitch in his mouth. That means he thought it was funny. And so I thought it was great. And then we had our science classes and our math classes together in high school. And so that was just pretty much, it was a lot of fun. But, you know, I'll miss her. I'll miss the Pookie. But Avengers Doomsday comes out Christmas break. And so we have, well, I think it comes out, yeah, it comes out Christmas break. And that's before my clinicals start. So we have plans to go see it together. But she was like, Christmas break is too late. Like, I need to see you beforehand. And I'm like, well, dog, I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. for fall break, so I can't see you then. But maybe we could try to hang out Thanksgiving break. Like, that's all that I have. Because she was also like, I don't know if I'm going to come home every weekend. Because she goes to OSU in Stillwater. She was like, I don't know if I'm going to come home every weekend. Because that's a lot of gas and I'm busy. And I was like, me too, girl. Because I have been going home every weekend. Because we have 6 washers and dryers for the whole campus, which is like 500 people. And last year we got down to 1 washer, 2 dryers. So I've been going home to do my laundry, which is only 45 minutes. Plus my parents will buy me my groceries if I go home and stuff like that. Like, it just kind of works out. Bro, why are you slowing down? me too. So I don't know when the next time I'll see her is, but I'll at least see her on social medias, so it's okay. I know she's alive because we send each other edits of Men and Spider-Man, so it's fine. Well, I have currently made it back into my college town, which is pretty small. All we have is, oh, I forgot my gift card. Anyway, all we have is a Sonic, a McDonald's, and like 5 gas stations. Which, I mean, you know, we of course have our generic Mexican restaurant. Like, we have stuff. It's just not as big as you would expect a college town to be, kind of thing. But my brother lives like 30 miles from here, and so my college town used to have a Dairy Queen. Okay, used to is keyword. They constructed a building for Dairy Queen, but like it was on the wrong land, or like they didn't build it properly or something like that. So Dairy Queen brought up a lawsuit, and so they can't open the Dairy Queen, but it's like a brand new building, and they're asking too much for the building, so nobody's buying the Dairy Queen. So we literally have a Dairy Queen building, and nothing's there. Like, there's electricity installed, the sign is up, like, it's ready to go, except it can't, okay? Not the point of the story, though. The point of the story is, so I grew up coming to my college town because we would always stop and get Dairy Queen whenever we would visit my brother. And so I know my way around pretty good, which also, it's my 3rd year here. I kind of gotta know my way around. But I've known my way around. How about that? I've known my way around. Oh, girl. But I've known my way around, so whatevs. I always like to show people around a little bit, and like, there are pickleball courts. So that's what I'm excited for. And so one of my little roommates, because the way that our dorm is it's 5 bedroom, 2 bath. Everybody gets their own room. But one of my little roommates, today's her Aggie Day, and she has already moved in, but she kind of told me that she's coming onto campus not knowing anyone. And so I'm like, well, I can be her friend until she finds somebody. Like, whatever. And with Kaylee leaving, hopefully we stay friends until I graduate. And so I was going to be like, hey, depending on if I get unpacked tonight, because I don't know if I will. I hope I do, but also I have homework I need to do. So I was going to ask her if she wanted to play pickleball either tonight or tomorrow at 1 and 5 is when all the people, is like when the quote-unquote classes, aka when the people with real jobs take their lunch break and come play pickleball. And so I might even ask her if she wants to go play pickleball then, because I'm like, then we can play with more people, she can kind of meet the people, which at pickleball, let me tell you, entertaining, okay? At pickleball, I am 20 years old. The instructor, I think he said he's 27 or 28. And then there's like all the people who take off of their jobs, who are like late 30s and their 40s. So there's a pretty significant age gap between me and the other people playing. But I have a lot of fun. Oof, oh, they fixed that pothole. And I played tennis, so I kind of picked up the hang of pickleball pretty quick. Like, I'm not going to say that I'm great, because, you know, I have been humbled pretty good. But I still know how to play pickleball. And so they all are like, oh, you're the pro, the professional, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm really not. I just kind of hit a ball for a few years, so I know how to hit a ball. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that big of a thing. Of course, campus is full when I'm trying to find a parking spot. Oh, today's nursing orientation. They're all in their blue scrubs. Oh, good for them. Let's see if I could find a parking spot without getting my car towed. Because that's the magic right there. Dang, like, it's for real full. Like, there are no parking spots. Okay. Let's drive around for a minute. Because I'm hoping I can park at my dorm. Because if I can park at my dorm, then I should be okay. Right? Right. Right you are, Barbie. There are even people parking on the sides. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So where do I park? Because there's nowhere. Oh, sweet. Sweet. There's a parking spot at my dorm. Praise be to the Lord. Praise be. Oh, there are 2 parking spots. Sweet. Okay. Anyway. That's all I got. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. But I'm excited for this school year. We'll see how it goes. But that's all I got. So, peace out, Girl Scouts.